It is 10 o'clock. It's time for the council to be in session. We have Ms. Misakowski and Mr. Ridley Thomas. We have 3 members present. We need 7 more for a quorum. What are you doing, buttering up the boss? No respect. What is he doing? Have you talked to him? He's got some It's 15 minutes after 10, and we have 6 members present. We need 4 more for a quorum. We have Mrs. Chick, Mr. Fuhr, Ms. Mistakowski, Mr. Ridley Thomas, and Mrs. Walters. Could we come to order? We do have some presentations, and we'll start with the presentation. But first, let me point out that this will be a meeting of the City Council for the City of Los Angeles on the 23rd day of January 1998. There are 15 council districts in the city. The regular meeting days are Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We are currently being viewed by cable subscribers throughout the Los Angeles area on Channel 35, and we're also being monitored by council phone. I'll call upon Mr. Ridley Thomas for a presentation.
Mr. President, members of the council, we have many cultural treasures in our city. They are notable to people far and wide. One such treasure is the Colburn School of Performing Arts that has served students far and wide for literally a quarter of a century. I'm pleased that it is a part of the 8th District experience, but clearly it is much larger than that. It currently serves some 500 students in a variety of artistic expressions, and will be moving to downtown to help revitalize and build that portion of our city as a cultural mecca. That will happen in the spring of this year. Beyond that, I think it should be appreciated that in its place, the University of Southern California will establish an expansion of its cinematography program, and we look to that with great anticipation. But not only is it important for us to look at what's at the Colburn School, but it seems to me to be important to look at who is at the Colburn School. And when doing so, I was pleased to learn of the extraordinary work of Alfred Dizio. When you mention that name, immediately one recognizes an accomplished director, choreographer, and composer who has invented an innovative electronic tap system called Taptronics. Taptronics allows tap dancers to play electronic instruments using the sound of the taps as a source. The system was featured in the film Tap, starring Gregory Hines and Sammy Davis Jr. Alfred is a Broadway veteran, has been a major contributor to many productions on Broadway, among them the original productions of West Side Story, Fiddler on the Roof, Man of La Mancha, and Zorba. He's an associate director of the Los Angeles Choreographers and Dancers, a nonprofit organization founded in 1979, and is under the direction of his very able wife, Louise Reichlin. The mission of this organization, the Los Angeles Choreographers and Dancers, is to use dance as a unifying force that crosses cultural, generational, linguistic, and socioeconomic lines. And so I'm pleased to invite Alfred Desio forward to receive this proclamation. And Alfred, if you would just join me here, we'd be glad to see you. Would you give him a hand, please? It is on behalf of the entirety of the City Council that we take this opportunity to acknowledge the extraordinary works that you do with people, to help them to pursue their dreams, to give them an opportunity to express who they can be and who they would wish to be. This is a resolution that is adopted here today to commend you for your outstanding career as a dancer, a director, choreographer, and a composer, and is hereby submitted to you on behalf of the entirety of the Los Angeles City Council.
Thank you very much. I'd like to share this with my students and my wife. And my students are here, some of them, and we would like to do a performance for you of a dance that was choreographed by Leonard Reed in 1927. He's 91 years old, and he's currently my teacher.
Thank you. Mr. President, members of the council, we thank you, and we thank all of you for gracing us this morning. I'm just reminded of the fact that great things continue to happen in our city and various parts of our city, and it's our job, as I see it, to give others an opportunity to witness it. The Coburn School is one of the greatest assets, culturally speaking, that the city of Los Angeles has to offer, the state of California has to offer. This is one fine illustration of this. Alfred, Louise, and to the students, multiracial, multi-generational, we thank you and wish you well in your future careers.
Thank you, Mr. Ridley Thomas. Mrs. Chick, you're next.
Mr. Stevens, would you come join me at the podium? Would you like your family to come up with us? Yes. Why don't we have his family also come and join us? Colleagues, today I'm asking you to join with me in honoring and paying homage to, and in a sense saying goodbye to, Jerry Stevens, a very special person, not only for how long he's worked for the city, but also for what he's done for us. And often we are highlighting and looking at and honoring what members of the LAPD do for this city. We often forget that behind every good uniformed sworn officer are civilian employees who make the work of our police officers possible and make it effective. Principal Property Officer Jerry Stevens is one of those people. He joined LAPD back in 1965 and has served the city of Los Angeles now for 32 years. He has consistently earned superior performance evaluations, and he has received numerous commendations for his excellent work. His first promotion came in 1974 to Senior Property Officer. In '78, he was acknowledged as a superior supervisor who brought out the best in his subordinates while maintaining strict standards of performance. He was again promoted in '83 to Principal Property Officer. In addition to his normal duties, he helped produce the Automated Property Information Management System and was an invaluable asset in both the development and implementation phases of this important project. He has successfully guided the development of all assigned personnel and the smooth operation of the facilities, the 5 area station property rooms in the San Fernando Valley. He also planned, organized, and successfully completed the transfer and opening of a new property facility in the new North Hollywood area station. I and my fellow members of the Los Angeles City Council do hereby congratulate Principal Property Officer Jerry Stevens upon his retirement from the Los Angeles Police Department following over 32 years of dedicated service. We commend you. We're sorry to see you leave us. We wish you all kinds of good luck in your future endeavors, and I also want to point out that we want to thank him for giving us other good city employees, his son, who is an LAPD officer, his daughter, who is a management analyst with our Los Angeles Department of Airports, and it looks as though on the next generation we have 2 other employees coming up soon. So congratulations from all of us, and good luck.
Thank you so very much.
Your turn.
I just want to say I feel very grateful to have had the opportunity to have worked with and for some outstanding individuals during my career. I must thank Mr. Bill Moran particularly, and my present commanding officer, Mr. Dugan. There are a number of others before them that all helped inspire me to continue many a day when I thought things were a little bit rough. I also thank the Creator, who is responsible for all of the blessings that we share. And I would like to thank the corporation, the support from, looks like a major portion of the property division. I sincerely appreciate it and thank you, and I hope that those coming behind me will make it 35 instead of 32. Thank you so very much.
Great wish. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Chick. Mr. Hernandez, did you have a presentation?
Mr. President, members of the council, I have some very special guests here from my district, and I want them to please stand. People from Hoover Adams who are here, I just want you to be recognized for coming to City Hall. And they're here because they wanted to recognize a very special person who is basically leaving us and going to West Los Angeles. And that's Sergeant Steve Margolis. You can sit down now. I just wanted, I always take a lot of pleasure when the community says, we got to recognize someone. And it's because they're out there every day dealing with the issues that affect the quality of life in the neighborhoods. And that's what happened here. People at Hoover Adams, basically people who participate in neighborhood impact teams, wanted to recognize Steve Margolis for the leadership he had shown. They wanted to basically thank him for the many projects he worked with them on a day-to-day basis. You see, he served as a community liaison between the Bureau and the community, and he was involved in the community impact team in the Valley, and he brought that same kind of concept to here to Hoover Adams. Some of the things the 23rd Street Community Impact Team has accomplished is not only an alley closure, but several community cleanups. They put together a block captain program, worked on public work improvements, a shopping cart detail program, Christmas posadas, as well as substandard housing enforcement. As I mentioned, Sergeant Margolis basically led many of the meetings that basically initiated these projects. I also wanted to recognize the Department of Housing for working closely with this community in regards to the community impact team. But I want to read a couple resolutions. Whereas Sergeant Stephen Margolis demonstrated unwavering commitment to the community policing implementation and promoting positive community relationships in the South Bureau community. And whereas Sergeant Stephen Margolis established the 23rd Street Community Impact Team, where he provided direction, team building, training, demonstrating how at-risk communities and public agencies can work together to create safer, crime-resistant, and more cohesive neighborhoods. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the adoption of this resolution that the Council of the City of Los Angeles does hereby extend its most sincere appreciation to Sergeant Margolis for his visionary leadership, strategic thinking, belief in the work he cared for, and caring for the South Bureau community, and its warmest wishes and continued success in his assignment to the West Los Angeles Division. Again, it came from as a request of the community. I signed it, but also Councilman Mark Ridley Thomas was part of it. He saw the work that the impact he was saying. He might want to say a few words. It's also signed by the Council President John Ferraro and the City Clerk Mike Carey. Stephen, thank you very much. Thank you.
Mr. President, if I may,
Mr. Ridley Thomas?
members of the council, I don't know how many of you have had the opportunity to interact with Steve Margolis, but let me simply say what my experiences have been. He is determined, he is focused, and he is one of the brightest officers on the force, bar none. He's an instructor, fully conscious of his academic credentials and his teaching skills. To sit with Steve Margolis in a problem-solving setting is to know that you are dealing with someone who is not only thoughtful but thorough and committed to a resolution. This is the experience that I have had. It is a unique experience to work with a person who serves as a sergeant with that sort of skill set. We wish you well as you make this move, and my sense is that the Los Angeles Police Department is benefited by your contributions, which I expect will continue to grow and manifest themselves in ways that are appropriate.
And before we let Stephen say something, Patsy, I'd like to call up one of the community leaders, one of the residents from 23rd Street, Patsy Carter, if she'd say a few words.
It's a pleasure to tell you how we feel about Steve. First of all, we admire, respect, and we love him. And there's good reason for that, but it can be summarized by saying that Steve not only has the technical know-how, he has the heart and the spirit that inspires all of us. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
It's hard to, in any way, capture in words what I'm feeling right now. It's rather overwhelmed. The people here have brought a lot of love into my own life, and I'm going to miss everyone, South Bureau. The work we did was working with people that already knew how to do the job. It was a matter of just bringing everyone together and engendering trust. And from that point forward, extraordinary things happened. Again, I want to thank everyone. This is quite an honor, and I want to thank all the hard workers at LAPD that have helped make this possible and allowed me to have this position. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. Ms. Goldberg for a presentation.
Joe Ring here. Joe? Joe, there you are. Hey, there you are. I didn't see you. I was looking the wrong way. How you doing? Fine, thanks. We'll wait for a second till they clear. Did you spend all of it in parking attendant?
No, I was with another department for 22, 23 years.
Which
Department of Transportation.
Okay.
Yeah.
22, huh?
Yeah, 23.
23. Well, Mr. President, members of the council, besides me is Mr. Joe C. King, who is retiring after 30 years of service to the city of Los Angeles. He spent 22 or 23 years in the Department of Transportation, but in the last 7 or 8 years, he's been at our General Services Department. And you may recognize him because he's been a parking attendant in the last part of his career with the city. And a lot of us have seen him and seen his smiling face or a wave or what can I do for you? And now he's going to spend his time elsewhere pursuing other things. But basically, we didn't want you to get away, Joe, without our saying thank you.
Thank you.
And presenting to you on the occasion of your retirement of 30 years of service from your friends in the General Service Department and also from myself and on behalf of the entire council, a testimonial as an expression of the high regard in which you have been held all these years by all with whom you have worked. We wish you best wishes for your future health and prosperity and happiness. We hope that, I presume this is a close family member, his wife. We hope that you are able to enjoy in just really good health your retirement. But mostly we wanted to just stop ourselves long enough to say thank you for a job well done. You wanted to say something, now's the time to do it.
Yeah. By the way, and thank you all for this presentation here. I've served the 30 years that I've served with the city, and I enjoyed the 30 years I've been with the city. And thank you all so much, and may God bless all of you.
You want to introduce your wife? It's going to be on TV.
Yeah, it's my wife, Mabel. She's been with me for the last 14, 15 years, and we are making a new movement after we leave here and moving on further, on down the highway, as they used to say.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you, Ms. Goldberg. Call the roll.
Alacona, Alatorre, Burnson, Chick, Fuhrer, Galant, Hernandez, Holden, Miskowski, Ridley, Thomas, Savorni, Wax, Walters, Ferraro. 11 council members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
Okay, the first order of business.
Approval of the minutes.
If there's no objections, unanimous vote. Next item.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
If there's no objections, unanimous vote. Next item.
Items 1 and 2, Mr. President, are items noticed for public hearing.
Please hurry. Okay. Item 1 and 2, is there anybody in the chamber wants to be heard on item 1 and 2? Seeing none, the public hearing is closed. Any discussion on this? We need motions. Yeah. No. We need Ridley Thomas or Goldberg. Goldberg will be right back. She's taking a picture.
While you're waiting for a quorum, Mr. President, I need a motion from the floor when they do return to approve the vacations on both 1 and 2 and instruct the city engineer to proceed.
Okay. Mr. Fuhr moves on those. Prepare the roll, tabulate the vote. That's on 1 and 2.
10 ayes.
That is approved. Next item.
Items 3 for 14 are items which public hearings have been held.
Okay. Are there any specials by council members? 3 through 14?
I want to call 14 special, Mr. President.
14 is called special. Any others? Item number 11 will be called special. Any other specials? If not, prepare the roll on 3 through 14 with the exception of 11 and 14. Tabulate the vote.
10 ayes.
Those are approved. We'll hold the ordinance on 3 because I think we are expecting 12. Next item.
Items for which public hearings have not been held are 15 through 17.
Anybody in the chamber wants to be heard on any of those items? 15, 16, or 17? Okay, the public hearing is closed. 15 is called special. 16 or 17? If not, prepare the roll on 16 and 17. Tabulate the vote.
10 ayes.
Mr. President,
Those are approved.
I'd like to ask for reconsideration of item 11 for the
No,
purpose of making an
we call it
amendment.
special.
Oh,
We call it special.
okay.
Okay, the next item.
On the continued agenda, you have a couple closed session items, Mr. President. There's been a request to continue these two items to next Tuesday.
Is there any objection to that? Seeing none, 18, the items were continued until next Tuesday. Okay, we'll go back to
Specials?
the specials.
11 special,
Mrs.
Councilmember Walters.
Mrs. Walters, item 11, you have an amendment.
Yes. It didn't make it to the report we talked about in committee to not only adopting the Public Works report, but we wanted it amended to include the Information Technology and General Services Committee recommendations. So that's the amendment.
Is there any discussion on that? If not, prepare the roll on the amendment. Tabulate the vote.
10 eyes.
That is approved. Now we have the 11 as amended. Prepare the roll. Tabulate the vote.
10 eyes.
That is approved. Next item is
14 called special by Councilmember Hernandez.
Mr. Hernandez. You call 14 special?
Yeah, is there anybody here from the department? Mr. President, members of the council.
Come on up to,
You know, it seems logical to some members, might not seem logical to other members. I read that someplace, and I needed to ask, when they, if you don't mind sitting there, as I understand it right now, and if everybody could hear it, it's just, it's a little confusing to me. The city of Los Angeles basically picks up the trash for all residential residents of the city. Is that correct? And who has to pay for their trash to be picked up are apartment owners or people who live in apartment buildings. Is that correct? Normally multi-units. And what we're doing here is now we're talking about the blue containers to recycle material. And we implemented the program in the West Valley. And we're now barely getting into some of the inner city communities. So for example, 2 communities in my entire district of 18 communities right now currently have blue containers in the residential areas. Now what the department is asking us to do in this report is to allow them to do a demonstration project where they use the blue containers in apartment buildings. But the area that they believe they want to use the demonstration project is in West LA, or the West Valley, I should say. The area with the least number of apartment units. Now, some of us have council districts where the reality is 2/3 of our total dwellings are apartment units, and only 1/3 are residential units. And we've had that debate many times when we deal with the water and power rates and so forth. So what they're proposing to do is now use the recycling program in apartment buildings where we're picking up the majority of the people's trash in the first place free of charge. And in the areas where people are paying for their trash to be picked up, we're not implementing the program. Now, I just didn't understand the logic there. And I wanted the department to explain to me either how it is that we try this demonstration project in those areas where we're not subsidizing people's trash pickup, or we could get the most products. We in the inner city are dealing with bulk rate pickups. We're dealing with the reality of large items that are being thrown on the streets. We need to start dealing with the refuge in our neighborhoods as well as that recycling, those recycling goods. And maybe you could explain that to me.
Yes, sir. Yeah, my name is Paul Blunt. I'm the manager of the Recycling and Collection Division of the Bureau of Sanitation. The Blue Barrel program is a pilot recycling program to determine the feasibility of allowing apartment buildings who do not receive city service to participate in the recycling project. The blue barrels are being distributed throughout the city as approved by council and will...
For residential pickup only.
For residential, for all 720,000 homes whom we now service. The apartment buildings that are being involved in the pilot program in the West Valley were in an area where we wanted to find out how much participation in the recycling program there would be in dealing with the apartment complexes. The fact that the pilot program is there is reflective of the fact that we have high participation in that area already in the recycling program. The other programs that we're involved in, bulky item, et cetera, are citywide, and we try to...
Well, maybe I can explain it to you again.
Uh-huh.
In my district, there's about 28,000, I take it back, about 32,000 dwellings for the population of 230,000. I'll push my button again, Mr. President. 12,000 live in single-family residences.
Galanter?
I just wanted to check, did this go through the EQ committee? I don't think that it did. And it seems to me that some of these issues that Mr. Hernandez is raising are issues that might be resolved there, since they don't seem to have been resolved at Public Works. And I'd suggest that we send this to Environmental Quality unless there's some terrible urgency, because I think that the problem of trying to make sure that recycling happens at smaller apartment buildings is really a difficult one. And the whole reason that we wanted to see if we could get the city recycling program into that is that the private haulers are really not doing it. The landlords and the private haulers are not doing it. And it's probably the case, without knowing your district as intimately as I know mine. I know there are plenty of people in small apartment buildings in mine who'd be happy to recycle, but I bet you there's more people and more recyclables in your district than there are in mine, waiting to be collected in some way. So, Mr. President, I'd like to suggest that, that we refer this to the Environmental Quality and Waste Management Committee and then get it back, and perhaps you could make sure we have a list in that committee and we could see if we could resolve this.
Mr. Hernandez seconds the motion?
I second that motion.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? If not, that item 14 will be referred to the EQ committee. Next item?
Special 1, Mr. President, copies are being distributed. It's presented this morning by Council Member Fuhr.
Mr. Fuhr?
Okay.
Or Ms. Weingart?
Yes. The Cultural Affairs Department notified the Council District yesterday that today is the last day to submit a grant from an application for a grant from the California Arts Council. This grant, the money will be used to assist the Arts and Public Safety Impact Study, study that's done jointly with RAND Corporation to study the impacts of fine arts intervention as deterrents to crime and violence in youth.
Yeah. Bottom line is we have a motion before us that seeks our sanction for the city applying for a grant. The grant has been described by Ms. Weingart. We didn't know about it until very recently, and today is the drop dead date, so we have to act. I move we do so.
Any objections? Prepare the roll. Tabulate the vote.
10 ayes.
That is approved. Next item.
15, called special by Councilmember Goldberg.
Yes, even though the position has been added, they did ask me to make a single sentence technical correction. And I don't know whether it changes anything or not, but in the interest of making sure that we don't lose an opportunity, I'm going to read it into the record. I move that item 15 be amended in the following way. Quote, that the council activate and exempt one substitute position of Commission Executive Assistant 1 in the CAO's office from the hiring freeze. And thus, as technically amended, adopted. I move adoption. And I'll give you the exact language if you want it. Okay.
No, hell no. Hold on a second. Okay, we have 15 as amended. Any further discussion? If not, prepare the roll. Tabulate the vote.
10 ayes.
That is approved. Next item. No, forthwith on special 1. Next item.
3 is still on the desk. I don't know if you're going to get 12 today, Mr. President. It may have to be held over.
Sergeant, do we have 12 in the building? Is there any urgency on that, or are we going to, or you want to continue it until Tuesday?
It's
The Ontario Airport. What's the attendance?
Tuesday. You have 15 Tuesday.
Okay, let's continue the ordinance until Tuesday.
All right.
No objections, unanimous vote. Next item.
This is time for comments from the public on non-agenda items.
Do we have, I don't have the cards. Give me those cards. Richard Robinson.
Mr. President, members of council, as the millennium approaches, thought naturally turns to the next administration in our nation's capital. How about Mrs. Elizabeth Dole and General Colin Powell, or General Powell and Mrs. Dole? Thank you.
Is he here? No. Well, Mark is around too. Okay. That's all the cards we have, so the public comment period is closed. Next item.
Motions for posting and referral.
If there's no objections, unanimous vote. Anything else?
Excuses on the desk. Councilmember Savornis has requested to be excused city business to leave at 11:30 on February the 10th. Meets council policy.
Unanimous vote.
Councilmember Goldberg has requested to be excused city business to leave at 11:15 on Friday, January 30th. Meets council policy.
Unanimous vote.
Councilmember Chick has requested to be excused city business January 30th. I need a motion from the floor.
Mr. Fear moves, unanimous vote.
And Councilmember Alatorre has requested to be excused from today's meeting due to illness. I need a motion from the floor.
All right, Mr. Fear moves, unanimous vote.
The desk is clear, Mr. President.
Okay, members of the council, Eric Moses, where's Eric? Eric? Members of the council, Eric is leaving the city news service, and he's going to be working in a newspaper in the West Valley, and we want to wish him well. We want to tell him we enjoyed working with him here while he was in City Hall. Good luck to you. Ms. Galanter, we're adjourning motions. Would everyone please stand? Members of the council, I ask we adjourn in memory of Carlos Bernameza, who is the father of 3 city employees, and he leaves a wife and the 3 children. Also, William Taylor, who passed away recently, father of longtime employee Phyllis Harris, who currently works for the Department of General Services. Ms. Galanter.
We missed a couple last week. It's been a bad week for the arts, I think, last week. We did adjourn in memory of Carl Perkins. I'd also like to ask that we adjourn in memory of Junior Wells, who was a blues singer and harmonica player. Unfortunately died of cancer at the age of 63. And also Ellis Rabb, who was a founder, along with his then-wife, Rosemary Harris, of the APA, Association of Producing Artists Repertory Company, that I had the pleasure of watching all through college. They were based in Ann Arbor when I was there, and they did a lot of work in New York as well. And they did a lot of really wonderful and creative theater that wasn't getting done otherwise. And the one I specifically remember enjoying especially was a play by George M. Cohan. I had no idea he had done a play called The Tavern. Huh. And it was funny, it was well done, and Ellis Rabb was the star of the thing. I don't know if you ever saw that one, Joel, but it was really great. And it was a wonderful theater company. They didn't have a lot of companies like that in those days.
Yes, it's with a great deal of sadness that I ask that we adjourn in memory of David Mark DeLugich. He was 41 years old. He died Sunday after battling cancer for 15 months. He leaves his wife, Catherine, and his daughter, Susan Reed, his parents, Albert and Bernice DeLugich, his sisters, Sharon DeLugich, who's my chief of staff, Joy, and his brother Dan. David was a gentle soul on the earth. He lived in Eugene, Oregon. He was a teacher. He got his master's degree in English from the University of Oregon in Eugene. He was loved by his students and admired by his colleagues. And he was a part of our office's family. And he will be missed. His service will be on Sunday the 25th in Eugene, and then there will be a memorial here in Los Angeles as well.
Mr. Savornich?
Members of the council, I'd like to ask that we adjourn in memory of Marjorie E. Kelly Lord, who passed away on January 20th at the age of 72. She is a lifetime resident of the community of Wilmington. She is survived by her husband, Dennis, 2 sons, Stephen of Wilmington and Dennis of North Long Beach, who is also the district manager of the Southern California Gas Company, 2 daughters, Leslie of Wilmington and Nancy of Riverside, and 7 grandchildren.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes, I'd like to be a co-presenter on the DeLugich memorial, and perhaps all members would like to sign it as well.
Call the roll. Aye, the council is adjourned.